And we heard you. 88.5 Super FM presents House Guest, a brand new, fresh fortnightly feature airing on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. House Guest will showcase a cadre of professionals, from doctors and entrepreneurs to the next door friendly neighbor. So tune in as we network the community with a platform for open, frank, and informative discussion. Only on Super FM, your community radio station.
88.5 Surf FM is now 4 minutes after the hour of 2 p.m. That is in Surface and Lucia. And not forgetting the Eastern Caribbean. As I did promise you, here's the second fold of House Guest Afternoon Edition. Excitedly, we know the month of February is not always Valentine's Day or Independence Day, but we have the various school sporting activities as well. And in that regard, I have Miss Nadia, Sonia Cazaubon here with me, the president of the Parent Teacher Association, SCSS. Good afternoon to you, my darling.
Good afternoon, Cabrina. Thank you for having me here.
It's always a pleasure to have this beautiful face as well as mine with us in studio. Before we begin, February sports, independence, everything is happening. Your sentiments on, we are excitedly waiting the battle exchange. You know, this is happening tomorrow. Adding your thoughts to this occasion.
Well, I think the battle really has been an exceptional idea. Whoever conceptualized it, kudos to them. Whoever is implementing it, kudos to them. I know we have some very hardworking, dedicated persons on that team. I know Ndongo Emab is one of those persons who is up and about from very early until it ends. So I think it's a very good initiative to get the whole of St. Lucia and the communities to recognize persons who have contributed significantly to the development of their communities. So I applaud the efforts and congratulations to all those who have been selected in carrying the battle.
Luckily, I was just about to ask you, what's your route? Are you a participant?
How did you know I am on the... Okay.
Someone of your stature, I'm saying definitely you have to be there.
I am... I think my leg is from Villa de Piton. I'm not sure what point it's ending though, but there's been a slight change in the program, so it's going to be a little bit later than we expected.
So how eager are you?
Oh, I'm very excited to do that. So I'll be carrying the battle very proudly. I'm a proud St. Lucian, born and raised. I'm a very patriotic St. Lucian. That is part of the reason why I'm so passionate about the work that I am doing, about the environment where we live in our home, to protect and preserve what we have. So I will carry the battle with pride tomorrow.
Kudos to that as well. I read all your comments earlier on. Some of them were a bit, heartwarming. Here you are in person, actually. And just share a little with us in terms of, yes, you were impacted by such an individual who happened to play a very instrumental role in your life and who you are today, as you rightfully say. So
I first knew Mr. Emma because my mother has been a teacher from a very, very young age. My mother started teaching at the age of 13. And because of her active involvement in the super branch of the teachers union, I was always around the teachers. So I knew Mr. Emma as a teacher, even while I was still at the infant school, the primary school. And then when I started teaching, Mr. Felix assigned me to his homeroom. So we were co-homeroom teachers all to a Form 5 class. And it was a very interesting time because I started teaching at the age of 18. And in my homeroom, I had two students who were older than me. And I had Mr. Emab there who he guided me. He mentored me through it, especially when those boys tried to want to come and play a role. I had to remind them, hey, I finished A-level, you're still at secondary school, you have yet to complete your CXCs, so sit down and get serious about your schoolwork. You're here for school, you're not here to try and impress anybody, and I'm definitely not impressed. So I worked very well with Mr. Emab. We were not in the same house. and we back to sports. At school, I went to Super Comprehensive in Form 1. I was in Iro, but as a teacher, I was in Toussaint. And while I was in Toussaint, I made sure Toussaint won. We didn't have the best athletes, but our strategy, we ensured that Toussaint won for all the years while I was at SCSS. So we had a very good rivalry, not just among the students, but the teachers have a very, very good, um, healthy rivalry when it comes to sports. And through SAT, well, I'm not a member of SAT, but I support SAT. SAT in all what they did. In fact, my father is one of the founding members of SAT, Cephas Joseph. And it's only a few years ago, um, I was going to Diamond, not to Diamond, sorry, to Zeno with Mr. Emma, and it's then we got to find out that we were actually related. So it was an interesting visit we had with one of our relatives, Ruth, up in Zeno. And that's how we realized that we were related.
Thank you for the sharing. In that vein, let's delve into why we were here. Also, as I did mention, the month of February is indeed sporting month, Independence, Valentine. It's just so packed. And we're especially paying homage to Black History Month as well.
That's right.
Also, with that being said, the excitement is who will it be tomorrow? SCSS Inter-House Track Meet. I will let you.
Well, my son right now, my son is in Ira House. So, of course, I'm going to say Ira, but Toussaint as well. Too. Of course, I'm going to promote Toussaint. So, I'm supporting both Ira and Toussaint tomorrow.
What's about the other houses?
They have other supporters.
No, we can do that, you know.
Now, I know some parents are coming to support their house. It doesn't matter if their children are in a different house from them, they're coming to support their house. And I mean, of course, I hope they will support their children as well. But from what I've been told, some parents are literally coming to support their house, even though the children are not in the same house as they were in when they were at school themselves. But I think Super Comprehensive is one of the schools that has maintained a very healthy and a very vibrant sporting activity that you can see that when people graduate, they're still passionate about their house when they were at school. So we're encouraging parents to come support their children, come support your relatives. But I'm here to appeal to the parents to please come and set the example. We're already at murder number 12 in St. Lucia, I think. Today was murder number 12. We want parents to come and set the example in your behavior, in your mode of dress, yes, you can have your rivalry, but be respectful about it. Don't go cursing on anybody. This is a school's sporting event. This is a school activity. We have children. This is their sports meet. So please, parents, come and support, but do not come and disrupt and have anybody to have cause to remove you. Do not come inside the school, the stadium with alcohol. It is a school activity. Alcohol is not allowed on the grounds. Come and behave yourself and set the example for all the children who are there. And for the dress code, the school sent out a flyer with what the dress code is. There's no reason why the school has to do that, but the mere fact that the school does that is because we've had issues in the past. You cannot be coming to support your child and you're not dressed appropriately. The outfit that you would wear to go to the beach on a boat ride is not appropriate to come to a school sporting activity. So please, parents, come out to support, but dress appropriately and behave yourselves. We want an exciting activity. We want a good sporting activity with no altercations, no bad events happening.
I'm happy you're actually here addressing such fact, but could you speak to in terms of will there be police presence, of course, and we've seen the incidences with persons trying to scale gates and everything to that extent.
We have, the police are going to be there. And last year, I can attest to that because I was present. We have some students who had been suspended from school and they were banned from coming to sports who actually jumped the wall. But because of the police presence and people who on the lookout, the police were able to go and get them. And they jumped onto the field with weapons, with a knife. So we do not want a repeat of that. So please leave all your bad mind, your bad vibes outside of the gates, not even anywhere close to the field for me, please. Come to enjoy yourselves, no alcohol, dress appropriately, and behave accordingly. Set the example. That's all we're asking, is to set the example. Do not mar our sporting activity.
Could you speak to the start time of that event as well and what is expected? Will there be the usual march pass around the town circuit?
Definitely. So the school, let me just pull up very quickly the flyer that was sent out. Um, so it starts at 9. The march past, I think, will be starting from 8:30 or 8:45. They will be marching from the school through the town and to the field as usual. And of course, I know Super Comprehensive goes all out. I remember one year they even had, after they had the little four-wheelers. Every house had their different Suzuki Samurais that were in the different colors represent the house. I'm excited to see what they have planned this year. The teachers go all out for that aspect of it, and I know the cheerleaders have been practicing very, 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 very diligently. But the sports meets start at 9.
Yeah, definitely. And we know what we've seen in the past in terms of the cheerleaders executing, choreographing. I mean, it's speechless. But then what I have had discussions with the principals attached to the various schools, I'm not bashing the choreographers, but I think certain songs and then the what is being depicted, I think it needs to be looked at closely. If there can be revision added to that as well. I witnessed some things and so for primary school, and then we had discussions on that, and it was corrected because in the stands there were different individuals and they read into certain things a lot deeper than we call it, they would have praying eyes. So we need to be careful with our youngsters, especially our females as well, to guard and protect them as much as we can.
Let me tell you, Cabrina, when I taught, we had to vet the students, the cheerleading outfits. And somehow between the seamstress that we approved and the day of, some outfits would get altered. We insisted that they had to wear, for the girls in particular, that they had to wear some tights underneath. But on the field, when they would do their splits, what we saw was upsetting, to say the least. So the teachers have their fair share of work cut out for them, and I was in their position, so I know the challenges that are being faced. But as for the music, I think that has been a source of contention, that the teachers have to approve of what is being played before the choreography goes into place. So hopefully that shouldn't be an issue this year. As to the outfits, I hope our girls um, have a high sense of self-esteem, that they would choose not to do what we know some persons have done in the past. So it's a matter of policing and ensuring that they're dressed appropriately, that they go out and put on a good performance, and that they stand out in doing what they do and it's executed well. But it's a fun sports games.
I know
So
it
we want the
is.
children to have fun, but we want them to be respectful of their bodies as well.
With that being said, I mean, who can you anticipate? 2024
It
being
has to be
victorious?
Ira.
What if it's not Ira? We're
Then
just
then it will be
we're
too
just
same.
predicting and
Then it
just
will
making
be
it a
too
little fun
same.
as well. If the listening audience can just join us right here as well, share your voice to that. Who will reign champions 2024?
Blue
Rolling the drums. And I
wave.
think it's a time for excitement. Set aside the school hustle and bustle, but this is where we see the various houses coming on and the fittest of all actually. And we can say kudos to the different athletics, um, 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 the different athletes and the sporting athletics as well. If you're not inclined academically, this is where you come in to show your sporting discipline. Who will be the best in the relay, the short put, and I mean the various games put forth by those students with great execution and good weather as well. We're going to see an exciting sports meet tomorrow
Definitely.
at the
And
Sofremini
we have some
Stadium. Nowhere
track
else to be.
stars. We have some track stars at Super Comprehensive. Jaquan Alexander. I mean, if you watch the relays that happened over the weekend there, some of our athletes at the school took part in the relays over the weekend. Also, there was another meet that happened at the Hospedium at the stadium in Viewfort. And there was I think it was an 800-meter race. Boy, Super have talent, eh? We had
They
Jake
do.
one. They started the first leg, went out with a bang, but he petered out. He went out too fast. And then the second leg had to make up, and the second leg really closed on the gap. Third leg made up. And then the fourth leg, boy, Jake one left everybody in the dust, and Super won that. That was an amazing race. I watched it on ACE's Facebook page. So we have some amazing track stars at Super Comprehensive. So please come out to support our athletes. They need the support from the stands. It gives you a boost actually when you hear people screaming and cheering and shouting. So we want the athletes to perform well. We've had some of our athletes from Super Comprehensive move on to do well at universities outside of St. Lucia. So I remember Genial Vite, for instance. We've had quite a few persons in other sporting disciplines, but I mean, we have the talent. It's up to us in Super to find the resource persons and the resources to help nurture them so that they can move forward. So we have some amazing athletes, and I'm excited to see them on the track tomorrow.
Definitely. And coming in there tomorrow, what can I expect from you, president of the association? Tomorrow you're going to be also dressed in your cheerleading outfit.
Cabrini, no, I've never done cheerleading in my life, and I don't think I ever will. Of course, I'm going to be cheering, but you'll not see me in a cheerleading outfit. Anyway, but you will see me there for sure waving my blue flag. I mean, my daughter already has her IRA flag. So, who's supporting IRA more than
Hope you
Amelie?
don't get disappointed tomorrow.
We will not be disappointed. If IRA doesn't win, Tusego is going to win. Never mind the point standings. The current point standings, never mind those current point standings. Right now, Clark is in the lead. But historically, whoever is in the lead from the marathon and the other sporting activities that they've had, basketball, football, cricket, never wins the sports meet. It's determined by what happens on the track. So Clark is in the lead right now with 2,138 points, followed by Rodney with 1,975 points, and Ira is currently sitting in third place, but that's going to change with 1,677 points, and Toussaint, the underdogs, are at 1,368 points. So they're going to come up. They're going to come up.
With some prayers, they will. They will come up to actually surprise us tomorrow. Who knows? I am excited as well, and I know when it comes to sports, the children are even more excited. Sometimes they do not even go to bed, with all the excitement. And can you speak to what is really allowed? What we've seen in terms of those different hairstyles.
Well, not necessarily the hairstyles. I'm not sure if the school had a policy on the hairstyles. The school already has its own hair policy, and the students should know about that. But in terms of the outfits,
just for tomorrow.
I don't know. I'm not sure for the students. The principal would address that at the school. They had their own assembly.
Okay.
But for the parents, for the outfits, we were saying please, no spaghetti straps, no ripped jeans, no short skirts, short pants, short dresses, and don't come with your back out either. We want to set the example for the students. Dress appropriately. Please, please, please wear your colors, but dress appropriately. You're not going to the club, you're not going to the beach, you're not going on a boat ride. We're not telling you dress like you're going to church, but dress appropriately like you're going to the school. The school has a dress code for when you're going to the school. Adhere to that similar dress code and come support your house. Dress out in your colors. So tomorrow you'll see me in blue and green.
Okay. And what is the fee for persons?
I just took it off. I think it's about either $10 or $20. Hold on, let me check. One second.
There'll be lots of food and drinks on sale. Do feel free to patronize the SCSS on this mission.
Definitely. Okay, it's $20. The adult entry fee is $20.
Okay.
I'm not seeing a child's entry fee though.
Okay, well, let's just reach out.
Let me reach out.
Kudos to all those who have been working really, really hard to see that execution tomorrow. Kudos to you guys as well that will be on the field participating, bringing the points to the various houses. And all of us are winners, despite one has to be crowned championship title. I don't know who will it be, but whoever it is, I have to actually do the honors. But kudos to each and every one of you guys. And
Definitely.
continue the practicing. I know it's nerve wracking as well too, even on the field, different little hindrances, but continue pressing forward.
Definitely. I know T Francis has had a team of children training on the field. The school had their own training program as well. So there'll be some exciting races, some really exciting races. So of course, everybody knows the 100 is always an exciting race. But I like some of the long distance races. Let's see what's gonna happen
Well,
for
for
those
me,
races.
I love the relay, you know.
The
Yeah,
relays
I
at the
love the
end.
relays, yes.
Also, too, there will be I think the baton is supposed to be
Yeah.
at the field as well. They're going to do a relay with the baton during the sports meet
Oh,
itself.
wow. That is something to look forward to.
Definitely.
Okay, nice. Anything else you want to just leave with the audience? I think it's fair to just remind them of their behavior, what is expected as parents as well, because sometimes you would believe they are the kids attending the sports meet, huh?
So we want parents to come out, support your house. If you went to SCSS, support your children's house as well. I know some person say that they're supporting their house only, but come out and support the children. Cheer them on. We want to set the example as parents for them. If we have any persons planning on coming on the field to create any disturbances, there will be police presence. And I will not hesitate to call on the police if anybody is causing any signs of disruption. um, Support them, dress appropriately. Remember, no alcohol is involved. Last year, we had parents going outside to buy alcohol, putting it in soft drink bottles, and coming to drink on the field. If you're planning on doing that, just stay outside. Please and thank you. It's a children's event, it's a school event. You can do without a drop of alcohol for the few hours that you're on the field. You can go and drink all what you want afterwards, but please, no alcohol is allowed on the field. Whether you come with it or not, do not bring any alcohol on the field. It will not be sold on the field either. So parents, please come out to support your children, your nephews, your nieces, your relatives, um, and let us have a fun and a well put on activity tomorrow.
Thank you so much for that. And could you also speak to, I mean, we've seen in the past in terms of emergencies that persons would have,
Well,
the
the
fire
school,
service.
all schools, so that's a normal thing that they have engaged the fire service. So there will be EMTs there. The officials are also trained in first aid, so they have their supplies. So there will be a first aid tent, and the ambulance will be or should be made available. We know we have an issue with our ambulances in Sufre, but that shouldn't be an issue. That's part of the planning, that they must have the emergency services on hand in the event of any student getting any sort of sports injury, whether it be heat stroke related or heat related or actual physical injury. So we want, please, okay, let me also mention parents of athletes, please ensure your children have breakfast before they leave home tomorrow. Ensure they have sufficient water and that they eat before they leave. Too many times we have athletes who they get nervous, rightfully so, and they think that if they eat, they're gonna feel sick. But the effect of running on an empty stomach is worse than if you eat and you feel sick. So please ensure that your students, your children, if they are athletes, that they eat before they leave home. Ensure that they have a proper breakfast before they leave home.
And even adding to that as well, even those who are participating, ensure that you're fully hydrated as well, right?
Definitely, definitely. The sun has been really, really hot and brutal,
Mhm.
and we want them to be running with not just bare feet on that track. So we want them to run properly clad as well.
Okay. 28 minutes after the hour in Surface and Solution of course, Eastern Caribbean. For those of you who are just joining us, good afternoon to you. With me is the president of the Parent Teacher Association, Nadia, Sonia, Cazaubon, SCSS, and it was just sharing on the upcoming sporting activities slated for tomorrow at the Sophie Mini Stadium. Do come out, and of course, there are rules and regulations that you need to adhere to. Come out and support your color. For me, I'm supporting all the colors as well. I love all of them, but definitely there is just one I will be paying homage to when the activity culminates.
Definitely. Also for the children, I know sometimes some classes get the opportunity for them to come across. So the principal just messaged me that the students are free if they're in uniform, and they can only come if they're coming with their schools. So if you're bringing a child who is not in uniform, you would have to pay for the child, but I'm not sure what the fee for that child is going to be.
Anything you want to leave in closing?
In closing, I just want to tell everybody, have fun, run hard, support your house, and go Ira, go to
I
say.
knew you were going to do that.
Nah, but I'll support all the houses. Definitely go Clark and Rodney, but yeah, you can come second and third. No, third and fourth.
That's not nice, Miss Cazaubon. But thank you so much for that. I will be bringing you in next week, as we know we saw the schools with the science quiz, and they're all getting ready for
Science fair.
the science fair and
Yes.
everything else. And I know how that is close to your heart. For
Definitely,
sure.
definitely.
So next week, hopefully, you can come in and have a discourse with me.
No problem.
Aside from that, this is what we say. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure as always. See you all tomorrow at the Sophie Mini Stadium. Represent with the colors and also a decent dress code. Adhere to the people rules and don't do what you all want to do. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. We're out.
Thank you, Cabrina.
88.5 Super FM presents House Guest, a brand new fresh fortnightly feature airing on Wednesdays at 10 a.m.